Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. It's time for another 2017 NFL Draft Scouting Report, and today we're talking about Myles Garrett, defensive end out of Texas A&M. And let me tell you something, I hate what happens to guys like Myles Garrett. Guys that we can see have all the tools to be great, we begin to nitpick and say, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, and okay, he's overrated. Hello? First of all, he's a prospect, okay? You have to understand that with any prospect, there are going to be some issues. But you have to look at, number one, how good he is right now and how good he could freaking be. And the answer is great. I mean, I was hyping him up as a Hall of Fame potential player, and I still will to a certain extent. I was doing that before the season, but even now, I mean, this is a guy that will be great. Honestly, I'll go ahead and say it. He will be great. Let's talk about Myles Garrett. 2016 stats, 33 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Now, less sacks than he had in 2015, but again, he was nursing injuries, so not a big deal. His size, 6'4", 272. Great size. Now, some may prefer him to be 6'5" or 6'6", but to me, this is great size, and it allows him, even I would say, for him to be as athletic as he is at 272. I mean, it's great because he can be very strong while maintaining a good amount of speed and athleticism and explosiveness off the edge. So I really like that size, actually. Look at his strengths, okay? That size and strength combination. The guy's strong, okay? Put up 35 bench press reps. That's stronger than Jonathan Allen, okay? That's stronger than a bunch of other defensive tackles, nose tackles in this very draft. I mean, I want to say it's actually the same amount Aaron Donald put up, and we've seen how much of a beast he's been as a defensive tackle in the NFL. Myles Garrett is stronger than most defensive tackles in the NFL today. And by the way, he's 21 years old. And by the way, he's a defensive end. He's an edge rusher. And he has that sort of strength that goes along with him. And just look at him. Look at his body. Okay, no homo. Pull up a picture of this guy with his shirt off. My goodness. The guy is strong. He's built. He's jacked. And possibly, on something. I won't say that, but I mean, come on. The guy's huge. Athleticism. I mean, my goodness. I mean, wow. I mean, he jumped out of the room during the combine. You already saw his 4.64 40-yard dash time. Incredible for his size. He's an elite athlete. I mean, the elite crop of athletes in the NFL. He's not Jadeveon Clowney, but he's Khalil Mack level. In fact, I'd even argue he's better than Khalil Mack because I think he ran the same 40 as Khalil Mack, about that. But again, he's so much bigger than Khalil Mack. So I want to say more athletic than even Khalil Mack. Look at his forced fumbles. Man, this guy forces fumbles, and that's a big deal. To have a defensive end that can cause turnovers, legitimate turnovers, that's a big deal. That could be points getting put on the board, putting your offense in position to score multiple points. He had 4 forced fumbles in 2015, 2 forced fumbles in 2016. He has a nose for the football. And then already he has solid pass rushing and run defending skills. Now, I would argue his pass rushing would be probably better than solid. I'd say pretty damn good right now. Run defending is solid. It's not great. It could improve. We're going to get into that. So let's get into his weaknesses. Hand usage would be number one. His hand usage right now is not great. He's more reactive when it comes to hand usage. Whenever you're going one-on-one against the offensive lineman, you don't really see it. They don't really pay much attention to it, but it's all about hand usage in those situations. I mean, how are you using your hands? How are you trying to move this guy, put him into an advantageous position for you, gain leverage against the guy you're going up against? And at times, I don't see him using his hands appropriately, sometimes going for more strength than finesse, sometimes going for more finesse than strength, and losing all of these hand fighting and hand checking battles that go on in the trenches. And he needs to improve there to me. But again, give him time, he will. His pass rush repertoire, it's not very expansive right now. He does have a spin move similar to that of Dwight Freeney, but outside of that, not too much, just a bull rush, that spin move, and maybe some other little things. But he can expand this again with age. I didn't include this, but also his run defending abilities right now aren't great. But what I love about his run defending abilities are this. Number one, if he's going to have a shot at the running back, he's getting him down, period. If Myles Garrett is in front of your face, you aren't going anywhere. And that goes for running backs or quarterbacks. And I love that. But the problem is sometimes he doesn't recognize when the run is coming. He can be misdirected. He could be faked out by a read option play or faked out by the occasional play action or something like that. So he could get smarter in terms of that. But if a running back or a quarterback is in front of his face and he has a chance to get him down, okay, he's getting him down, and I like that. And then final weakness that not many people are talking about: limited snaps. Did not play over 70% of the snaps for Texas A&M either in 2015 or 2016, and that does concern me because he's going to have to play 90% of the snaps in the NFL to really have a great impact. Probably at least 80% to have a great impact. So I'm not sure if that's a conditioning thing or that's just Texas A&M being idiots, but that does concern me a little bit. Look at his pro comparison. Julius Peppers, man. I mean, I think it's absolutely perfect. Well, nearly perfect. I mean, you can never get 100% perfect with these type of pro comparisons, but it's very good. I mean, just an athletic freak coming out of college that had all the tools to be successful and end up, probably Julius Peppers will end up being in the Hall of Fame, but we'll see about that. We move on to the next slide. Let's look at his best fits. Where he's going. Number one, Cleveland Browns. Okay, they need a pass rusher, dominant pass rusher. Who better than freaking Myles Garrett? They're changing to a 4-3, which fits him better. Although, man, that boy can play in a 3-4. You don't think he's athletic enough to do that? You're out of your mind. So great fit there in Cleveland. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. Again, great fit. They're also moving to a 4-3. They also need a premier pass rusher. Who better than them? How about the Chicago Bears, man? I know they have Perennial McPhee and Willie Young outside for the outside linebacking group, but man, if Myles Garrett is available, you take him. Now, I cannot say the same thing for the Jaguars because now they're claiming that they want to play Calais Campbell outside, and they also have Yannick Ngakoue and Dante Fowler. So I could not slot him there, nor could I slot him to the Tennessee Titans, although I really wanted to because I'm a Titans fan. But the better fit of all those three remaining teams would be the New York Jets. So the Jets, they need a pass rusher as well. So I put the Jets instead of the Titans or the Jaguars. So that's why. Look at his prospect grade, 96. Man, elite prospect. Could develop into a perennial all-pro, top 3 to 5 at his position. And let me be clear about this type of projection here, because it's going to be very hard for him, or anybody for that matter, to go in and ascend past Von Miller and Khalil Mack, okay? And J.J. Watt. I mean, we're talking about edge rushers, pass rushers. It's going to be very hard. But he will be a top 5, 4-3 defensive end. I can guarantee you that. Top 5, 4-3 defensive end, Myles Garrett. Edge rusher will be close because there's so many good ones. Even Joey Bosa is going to enter that conversation very soon. But if Myles Garrett works hard, he continues on what he has and all this, he could be number 1. He could easily be number 1. And again, people, we're talking about prospects. If you don't think that Von Miller and Khalil Mack and J.J. Watt and Joey Bosa did not have their problems, you're being revisionist. Every prospect has their problems. People thought Von Miller was he's raw. You know, he needs to fix this, fix that. And guess what? He fixed this and that, and now he's great. I mean, they're prospects, people. And as a prospect, Myles Garrett is on an elite level, on a great level. You need to respect this man, and maybe he'll bust. I mean, it's possible. It's always possible for anybody, but man, I ain't betting on that. And if I'm picking number 1 overall, who am I picking? Defensive end, Myles Garrett. So to conclude, with generational talent and athleticism, Myles Garrett has the tools to be a great NFL player and potential Hall of Famer, but needs to continue to refine his skills to reach his potential. Again, go ahead and criticize him. Criticize him like you criticize Von Miller, like you criticize Khalil Mack. They all had similar issues, and look how great they are. I mean, Myles Garrett, for my money, is going to be a great NFL player. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Myles Garrett, the defensive end out of Texas A&M. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been a 2017 NFL Draft Scouting Report on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.